Hey there, guys and gals. It's finally arrived. Bloodborne board game. Yes, there are many boxes here. I'm trying to give you guys a good look at this. Through this, I've created a little dummy system here so that I can actually show you what I'm doing a little bit better. I got thanks to Grimm, actually, we got the regular Kickstarter pledge. We didn't do anything special, no add-ons. The rest of the boxes are all basically stretch goals, which is amazing. But we get all this stuff for one pledge. I might get some of the expansions in the future, but as of right now, this is what we got. I don't even know when they're going to release it to the general public, but I wanted to unbox it and show you guys what's in everything. I think that's super cool. So, without further ado, let's jump in. First up, we're going to look at Bloodborne, the board game, the main box. It's really heavy. The main box is so much heavier than all the other boxes. Pretty much combined, it's so much heavier than them. They're also smaller, but still, it's super heavy because it's got all the stuff in it. Components: 37 miniatures, 4 counter bases, 1 hunt board, 20 map tiles, 4 hunter dashboards, 4 trick weapon dashboards, 11 firearm cards, 108 stat cards, 61 consumable and reward cards, 75 enemy and boss cards, 250 campaign cards, 4 player aid cards, 109 tokens, 1 rule book. Whoa! No, sorry, this is like the first ever board game I've kickstarted, so we're gonna try and get this off. Hopefully it actually comes off. I don't know. Oh, what are you stuck on? Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Come on, you can do it, buddy. Oh, we're free. Woo! I'm gonna leave this face up, actually. Free CMON content. Okay. Look at that later. The rule book to the board game. Oh, it's like book-sized. I wasn't expecting that. More free digital content. Please don't steal my digital content. Because I'm gonna get it. Oh, it's got pretty pictures. Pretty pictures. This is gonna take some reading on my part. I will sit down and read at some point. We got all them tokens. We also have, yes, we have tokens for Eileen, Yosefka, Henrik, Jura, Alfred, Bloody Crow, and Jura's ally. Are these? They are pretty much the same on both sides, yes. Okay, I can deal with that. Next up we have, oh, they're super simple to punch out. You literally just, boop, and the stuff falls out. That's great because there are a lot of board games and other things where I have a ton of trouble just breaking stuff out of the boards. These are literally falling out. I appreciate that. I wasn't expecting to do that portion of it yet, but I appreciate that because that's super important to me later on. The act of just punching everything out can sometimes be such a hassle. I'm trying to put trash out of view for this. These are all area tiles. I'm just going to move them over here. And they all have like that default Bloodborne image on the back. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, well, you guys are coming with me then. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Am I allowed to say that? I think so. It's not music, so we should be good. These are also thick. Like, they're thick. Nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. Nice. That looks like the game board. Welcome home, good hunter. I'm like afraid to pull. I don't know where to pull. It says that I should grip here, but oh, I'm scared. I'm scared, y'all. I'm scared. It won't come up. What do you want me to do? Oh, here it is. Here it is, I think. No? Where is the edge? And I don't mean the Within Temptation song, though that song is great. It's got to be here. It has to be. No, I want my minis. You better give me my minis. Here we go. Oh, it opens from the side. That's not smart. Here's the good stuff, babies. Move this out of the way. What do we have here, baby? We've got... Oh, there's actually like 2 rows of it. That's cool. We have our hunters here. One thing I definitely wanted to check was I wanted to see the size of all the minis. So what I did was, I'm making these for D&D. They're basically my own version of modular tiles for dungeons and stuff. And these are 1-inch grid. Boom! Everything fits into 1-inch grid. Well, all the regular medium-sized dudes fit into 1-inch grid. But that's sweet. That's everything I wanted to know. Perfect. This is going to work well. I mean, I probably won't be fighting very many of whatever all these creatures are, but they do fit into 1-inch grid should you want to use the small ones for D&D. Also comes with some counters, which I'm assuming are for your players, but you could use these as condition markers if you're playing D&D or anything like that. Oh, interesting. You don't actually see under their cloaks. It's flat. That's not what I was expecting. What up, Father Gascoigne, in your angry form? That's not what he sounds like at all. Nope, that was my own interpretation. Alright, next up, you take this off, and you get pretty much all the other dudes. Bigger beasts. The cleric beast in its big form. Let's see. This guy might fit into large. No, he's just barely bigger than 1 inch, but you could put him in large. Let's see. Does the townsfolk count as large in D&D? Yeah, the townsfolk count as large in D&D. So then the chapel guards probably do as well. Oh, they're... Ow! That is actually sharp. Just so y'all know. That is actually sharp. Wasn't expecting that. It is a little bigger, but you could use them as large. What about the bosses? Oh, they're like huge. Okay, what about you? What about you when you're down? Yeah, you could fit into large. Yeah, those are all the stupid dudes on the bridge who beat the crap out of you with their dumb homing spell. Hate them. Hate them. Hate them. There's actually less minis in the Bloodborne board game than I thought. But there's more minis in all the other expansions, so we'll get to that when we get to that. They also don't smell that bad. A lot of the times, especially recently, when I'm getting new minis or what have you, they smell terrible. Which I can understand, yes. I get it. But I'm glad that these don't smell horrible. I'm going to box up the minis. A lot of things come in 4s, if you'll notice. So, like, there's, unless it's a boss, there's 4 of the dog people, there's 4 of the bridge walkers, there's 4 of the giants with the bricks, there's 4 townsfolk, there's 4 chapel guardians, and then the boss people themselves. I didn't rip this guy out. Not actually a... Is it? Yeah, it's the one you have to set on fire. That I literally have never fought because I've always had other people in the game with me that just beat the tar out of it for me. Which is nice. It's real nice. Make sure you get... No, I was right the first time. Don't want to break the little handies. Don't want to break the little handies. I'm trying to make sure that this is correct. Whap. Gotta make sure everybody stays safe. I will show you for sure the other hunters. I had pulled out one of them before. You could potentially use them if you wanted to. Moonlight Greatsword Hunter, the Axe Hunter, the regular axe, the Switchblade, whose name I can't think of, even though this is what I started with. Actually, no, I started with the Chain Whip. I started with the Chain Whip sword, which is probably... I think it's you, the cane sword. And also he has a cannon. A big old cannon. But I'm super stoked that they all fit on a D&D grid, which is what I wanted. in the first place. That's actually the reason why we even looked into the board game at all for Bloodborne, because in our group, Jack Bauer is the one who bought Dark Souls for all of us back in the day, and like he didn't actually play Bloodborne, he only played Dark Souls, but everyone else has tried to play Bloodborne and hated it in our little group, pretty much except for me. And I absolutely adored it. So when I saw there was a board game, I was like, oh, that's super cool, but it's actually even cooler because it's full of minis that potentially we could use for D&D. Potentially. And that seems to be the case. So if you were looking into the Bloodborne board game for minis specifically, it actually might help you a lot. These are your player dashboards, and the markers were in fact for what characters you are. It seems like the player characters are going to be green, blue, purple, or red. What's on the back? Oh, Bloodborne, the board game's on the back. This is not, I don't know how to explain it, but it feels much nicer than just regular cardboard or anything like that. And then these are the trick weapon boards that you put out. Oh, thank you. Saw cleaver, threaded cane, hunter axe, Ludwig's Holy Blade. Oh, sorry, I said Moonlight Greatsword. That's a different weapon. That's the Dark Souls weapon. But you put these on your hunter dashboard when you got your trick weapon ready. And depending on what form it's in, shwing, you turn it over. Oh, that's weird that they're reversed and, excuse me, and upside down. I really think it should have just been flip or flip. But it's both. Oh, it's weird. Okay. But there's a combo mechanic in the Bloodborne board game where you want to like deal damage and then switch. You don't want to always stay in the same form. You can do way more damage and you're way more effective if you keep switching forms. Last up in the main box are all the decks of cards. Looks like these are enemy and player cards, perhaps. Hold on, I will open them. Okay, I took the. That could have been bad. That could have been really bad on a, especially on a video. Ooh, would have been trigger warning, profuse bleeding. Woo! I thought the guard was on this. It was not. I didn't put it back. It's not good. I'm opening them all up so you guys can see what's in them, but these are essentially your enemy cards, I suppose. Yep. And then player aids. So each of the characters would carry one of these. Each of the players carry one of these player aid cards, and that helps them figure out what they're doing. So it's like your quick reference card. Oh, cool. The decks are so small. Oh, it makes sense because they're that big. Let's see, what do we got? What do we got? Probably don't even need to slice all these open. In retrospect, I could have done it all at once, but I didn't. And that's just who I am as a person. What do we got here? What do we got? We got consumables. And they say consumables on the back, and they have like a picture of the workshop. But essentially, you're bringing these with you. Hopefully they help you out. They all tell you exactly what they do on them as well, which is good. Very good. Next up are like what I assume are your actual character cards and abilities. Seems like this is your deck. They're so small. I wasn't expecting a lot of the cards to be this small. You know what I mean? Basic, basic, basic. Dodge, 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 dodge. Stagger, 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 stagger. Stagger, stagger, stagger. Basic, 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 basic. Okay. What I will be doing is putting one face up, one face down, so that's easier for me to figure out what's going on later. Oh, another deck of cards for your abilities. These ones say defensive, so I'm guessing this is how you block. Maybe how you shoot your gun. Maybe. Not sure. We'll find out in a moment. Defensive, defensive, defensive. When used for non-attack action. Okay, okay. Heal. Cheap shot. Bam. Leaping. Visceral. Oh, what does a visceral do? Oh, it gives you stagger and +1 blood. Swing. I'll do them backwards again. Same way I did that last set. So this is a deck of... What are you a deck of? And your Carol runes. Your runes in general. It tells you what they are on one side. These are like your items. And then what they actually do in game is on the back. And then you have an entire deck of just enemy action cards. From what it seems like every player only fights one enemy at a time, so you don't necessarily need like a bajillion enemy cards. But the deck is pretty big. And then there's specific cards just for the bosses, it seems like. And based on their phase as well. Oh, it seems like almost all the bosses have a second phase. Sort of, kind of. Sort of, kind of. These cards are way smaller than I was expecting them to be. There's a lot of them, too. I'm not a big fan of deck building games, but it seems like this particular game doesn't have a lot of, like, it's not like you're going through and collecting certain cards, so I think I'll be okay with it. I believe each of these decks is for a different section of the space boards. So, like, this is the Secrets of the Church area. But you do different missions and stuff while you're in this area, yada, 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 that kind of thing. You got missions, different kinds of missions, so for insight or for just straight up hunt. And then there's a bunch of like little random things to do. You do different chapters in each mission, or in each area. This is Secrets of the Church. And we're going to move on to The Long Hunt. Most likely it's going to be pretty much the same thing. You're just using different game boards, so you're going to a different area. The Long Hunt. Different chapter, rewards. Whole bunch of different cards, but same idea. You have insight missions, you have hunt missions, you defeat people, that kind of thing. Get items, go on little side quests, that kind of thing. This is for the Long Hunt area. Then we have the Growing Madness area. So the only expansion that really caught my eye for this game was the one that has Ebriata, the Daughter of the Cosmos, because the mini for her looked absolutely amazing. And kind of disappointed we didn't get that, but that's okay. There's plenty of time in the future. These are the cards for Growing Madness. pretty much all just are the icon with numbers on this side. And this side is the actual missions and other stuff that you're doing. You get items and junk out of it. You know, I would do this because it has Eileen the Crow, and Eileen the Crow is like my favorite Bloodborne character because the Blades of Mercy are my favorite Bloodborne weapons. They're just so cool. Like, there's nothing not cool about the Blades of Mercy. Looks like these are the boss cards, as well as firearm cards. Let's see if that actually helped. Oh, it did. We're good, we're good. Because you can, depending on what character you pick, like your actual mini for the game, that's who you're going to play. That's what weapon you're going to use, melee-wise. But firearm-wise, you can pretty much use any of them. So these are the boss cards. Seems like only Phase 2 boss cards. Oh, because Phase 1 is on the other side. Haha! Everyone has 2 phases. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, maybe not. Father Gascoigne has... Father Gascoigne. Oh, there's 2 different Father Gascoigne battles. Okay. But the pistols you get, well, the firearms you get, Hunter Pistol, Evelyn, another Hunter Pistol, Cannon, Hunter Blunderbuss, another Evelyn, Flame Sprayer, Cannon, another Cannon rather, Ludwig's Rifle, Rosmarinus, and the Repeating Pistol. Yep, that's the noise of my repeating pistol. Yep. And the final deck in here is the... Oh no, did I just cut one of the cards? I hope not. The Fall of Old Yharnam. There we go. This one's a little smaller, only 54 cards, but it's there. Same idea as before. So yeah, that is everything in the Bloodborne, the board game, basic box. So if you went to the store whenever it gets released and you just got the basic box, this is what you would get. For the expansions, I'm going to do a separate video because technically all of the Kickstarter extras were like stretch goals and extra stuff. But they wouldn't be part of the base box if you just went out and bought this base box. So I will make a separate video unboxing everything that's in them in case you would like to watch. If you would, you know, it'll be up. Probably won't be up the same day, but it will be up eventually, maybe the next week. But if you liked what you saw, leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, sub. And I'll see you guys and gals later in the next one. Also, remember that this is a new setup for me, so please feel free. Unfortunately, I'm going to be recording the expansion unboxing stuff like right after this. But please let me know what you think of this new setup for me unboxing things. Do you like it more? Do you like it less than what we did before? The setup itself is actually made for me to have the people who are playing D&D digitally with us see the maps better, like a bird's eye view of the maps. So I am hoping this could also potentially work for stuff like this as well. I made a little cradle for cameras to be used in. So please, yeah, I will see you guys and gals later in the next one. There will be another unboxing video with the Chalice Dungeon, Murgo's Loft, and the Blood Moon box, which I believe is all Kickstarter exclusives, but I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it's everything in Bloodborne. If you want to see us play this, or if you want to talk about playing the board game, please let me know. We have done board games on the channel before, but they're difficult with cameras and stuff like that. So if you want to see more of that, we will find a way to film it. Maybe we just stream it so you guys could join us while we played. But yeah, hope you guys and gals enjoyed again, and I'll see you later in the next one. Bye!